Hi everyone, my goal today is to help you understand the internal company methodology and standards. And by the end of this presentation, I'd like for you to know what is service standards, service quality, total quality management, and metrics. Service qualities and service standards. A service quality is a quality or ideals that describe the basic ways an organization treats its customers, while a service standard is a quality or objective of a service that a service provider aims to achieve and maintain, measured in terms of corresponding performance indicators, service levels, and targets. Why are service standards important? Service standard gives your organization a clear image. Service standard are a great management tool for measuring how well target levels of service are met by the members. Service standards are important for customers, potential customers, employees, and management of a business. They help to define what a customer can expect and to remind management and employees of the challenge and obligation that they face.
The inclusive service standards. Organizations want to be inclusive, and most would say they are. But is it clear what we mean by inclusive, how we become inclusive, and who decides if our services are inclusive? Building inclusive services will mean consumers have easy access to our organizations, and our services will be tailored to suit their individual preferences, experiences, and needs. Inclusive service provision doesn't mean treating everyone the same or setting up parallel services for every language, religious, or community group. We need our current services to be adaptable and responsive for everyone. We know that just because people identify with a particular diversity group, such as Aboriginal, Sikh, or lesbian, does not mean this one characteristic defines who they are. We need to remove stereotypes and assumptions, listen to the consumer, and help them be active in the decisions about their life. The key principles of an inclusive approach include a commitment to understanding and addressing diversity, a big picture view that supports all consumers' multiple and intersecting characteristics, knowledge about the local community, methods that identify and remove barriers, a flexible, responsive and adaptable style, and robust systems that embed consistent practice throughout the organization. This type of approach to inclusion may be new for many, but it doesn't need to be overwhelming. We should think about inclusive practice as a journey. Each organization is on their own inclusion journey. We start at different positions, we take different routes, and use different modes of transportation. There are many variables that impact the route we take, the mode of transport we use, and our navigation system. There is no one direct path to take, and like any journey, there may be detours, speed bumps, and breakdowns along the way. It's important to remember that our journey to being inclusive is not a race, and there are no shortcuts. To guide us on our journey, the inclusive service standards have been developed. The 3 standards, commitment to inclusive services, developing inclusive services, and capacity building for inclusive services, provide a route map for our own adventure to become truly inclusive for all consumers.
Criteria for effective service standards. Specific. Standards tell service people precisely what is expected of them. Customers don't have to guess about your expectations or make anything up. Concise. Standards don't explain the philosophy behind action. Instead, they get right to the point and spell out who needs to do what by when. Measurable. Because actions in a standard are all specific criteria, they are observable and objective, which makes them easy to quantify. Based on customer requirements. Standards need to be based on customer requirements and not just your industry standards. Fulfilling your customers' expectations give you an advantage over competitors that do not. Written into job descriptions and performance reviews, including standards in members' job description or assignment, and performance reviews make them adhere to these standards, as these regarded as part of what they really need to do. Jointly created with the member of the organization. The best standards are created by management and members together based on their mutual understanding of customer needs. Fairly enforced. Standards that are enforced with some people and not with others quickly erode. Company-wide standards require everybody to conform to them, including the top management. Department-specific standards apply to everyone within that department, including its leader. Total quality management is the management approach of an organization centered on the quality based on the participation of all its members and aiming at long-term success through customer satisfaction and benefits to all members of the organization and to society. Total quality management is a structured system for satisfying internal and external customers and suppliers by integrating the business environment, continuous improvement, and breakthroughs with development, improvement, and maintenance cycles while changing organizational culture. This means that everyone in the organization, from top management to the employees, play a role in providing quality products and services to customers. Even suppliers and the customers themselves are part of the TQM. 8 main principles of total quality management. In order to exceed customer expectations, an organization must embrace 8 principles. First is customer focus. All organizational activities are directed towards producing goods and services that will satisfy the present and future customer requirements. Being aware of customer requirements and always satisfying them is the integral part of TQM. Second is leadership. Organizations should have good and effective leaders who provide unity of action and direction to all those working in the organization. Leaders should strive the organizational efforts towards achievement of overall goals. Third is involvement of people. Structures, systems, and technology by themselves do not provide quality unless people who run the organization fully exploit their abilities to work for the organization's progress and benefits. Greater involvement of people will lead to greater customer satisfaction. Next is process approach. Organizational goals can be achieved when resources and activities are managed as a process. A process is a combination of methods, materials, manpower, and machines that taken together and produced a product. Quality improvement aims at reducing variations amongst different processes by removing the causes of variations and bringing the process under control. System approach to management. An organization should be viewed as a system with interrelated set of activities that link the internal organizational environment with its external environment and help to efficiently achieve the goals in terms of quality products. Continual improvement. Total quality management is not an end. It is the road to achieving the end, the quality improvement. It is a continuous process of incremental change that aims at improving organizations' operational efficiency according to improvement in the competitors' policies and customers' requirements. Factual approach to decision making. Managers should know their current quality standards in order to improve upon them. The decision to improve depends upon available information and its dissemination to all concerned, and therefore it is necessary that right and accurate information is available to managers through effective information systems. And lastly, mutually beneficial supplier relationships. The organization and its suppliers should work for mutual benefit of each other to provide value to overall organizational activities. Difference between metrics and KPIs. Metrics measure the performance of different parts of your business, while key performance indicator measure the progress of the most important objective of your team or business. Metrics usually have an industry benchmark, while KPIs usually by the company based on the objectives. Metrics is driven by a tactic, an individual, and or a small group in a team, while key performance indicator is driven by multiple strategies and metrics, sometimes cross teams in a company. Steps in developing service standards. First, define your service. Second, map out the steps. Third, determine your experience. And lastly, convert your experience and answers into standards. Goals and performance drivers. Goals are measurable business objectives that reflect the organization's mission and vision, and performance drivers are measured process and behaviors that influence achieving the organization's goals. What are business metrics? Business metrics are a measure of a business or department's activities and tasks. They are often measured over a period of time: daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, or yearly. You can track them to determine ideal performance. Tracking business metrics serve a cultural purpose. They give each department a reason to work hard, collaborate, and share in each other's victories. This generates a culture of success where everyone feels like they are having a positive impact on the business. In this end, this leads to enhanced profitability. Common KPIs in a service organization. Attendance and adherence.
So, for example, when you are scheduled to log in at 8 p.m., then you have to log in or be on the phone at 8 p.m. For some centers, like in my case before, we were asked to log in at, for example, 7:59 p.m. if our login time is 8 p.m., just to give an allowance. And it does not really destroy your schedule adherence that much because it's just 1 minute. And it's not just during login or log out time, but also for your break schedules, lunch schedules, and even if you have coaching time, meeting time, or whatever off the phone time you have. So for example, you log in at 8 p.m., then you have to log in at 8 p.m. If you log in at 8:15, not only are you late, but you're also destroying your schedule adherence. If your break sched is around 10 p.m. or 10:15, then you have to choose break from your phone or whatever soft phone you're using and go on break at 10:15 p.m. So if you have a schedule on your schedule planner, you have to follow it as much as you can.
Training compliance.
Compliance training refers to the process of educating employees on laws, regulations, and company policies that apply to their day-to-day job responsibilities. An organization that engages in compliance training typically hopes to accomplish several goals. 1. Avoiding and detecting violations by employees that could lead to legal liability for the organization. 2. Creating a more hospitable and respectful workplace. 3. Laying the groundwork for a partial or complete defense in the event that employee wrongdoing occurs despite the organization's training efforts. And 4. Adding business value and a competitive advantage. Organizations offer their employees compliance training on a wide range of topics, including workplace discrimination and harassment, dealings with competitors, insider trading, protecting trade secrets, records management, bribery and kickbacks, etc. Typically, most or all of these compliance topics are addressed in an organization's code of conduct, and the organization may offer employees annual or biannual code of conduct training in lieu of requiring employees to take multiple individual training programs.
Service level.
With a simple example for service level management. In this example, a person is ordering a pizza. Hello, I would like to order a large chicken pizza.
Sure, we will have your chicken pizza prepared and delivered in 30 minutes.
Okay, thank you. See you in 30 minutes. In this scenario, there is a mutual agreement between the customer and the service provider. This is called service level agreement. Both agreed for the 30-minute delivery timeline.
Hello, here's your chicken pizza.
Thank you for delivering the pizza within 30 minutes. Appreciate it. Consider a scenario where the pizza is delivered late. It took 50 minutes for the pizza to be delivered. Hey, it took 50 minutes for the pizza to be delivered. We agreed for the pizza to be delivered in 30 minutes.
I understand, and I apologize. As a favor, we will have this pizza delivered free of cost. We will ensure we deliver pizza on time henceforth.
For the pizza delivered on time example: 1. Customer happy. 2. Service provider happy. 3. Service provider was offered money for his service. For the pizza delivered late example: 1. Customer unhappy. 2. Service provider not happy. 3. Service provider suffered financial loss due to delay in delivery.
Quality.
At its most basic level, quality means meeting the needs of customers. This is also known as fit for use. I like this simple definition of quality because its focus is where it should be, on the customer. This basic definition also implies that the requirements of the project have been met, since the requirements should reflect the customer's needs if collected properly. As the project manager, there are 3 key quality management concepts that will help you deliver a high-quality projects. Customer satisfaction is a key measure of a project's quality. It's important to keep in mind that project quality management is concerned with both the product of the project and the management of the project. If the customer doesn't feel the product produced by the project meets their needs, or if the way the project was run didn't meet their expectations, then the customer is very likely to consider the project quality as poor, regardless of what the project manager or team thinks. As a result, not only is it important to make sure the project requirements are met, managing customer expectations is also a critical activity that you need to handle well for your project to succeed. The cost of quality includes money spent during the project to avoid failures and money spent during and after the project because of failures. These are known as the cost of conformance and the cost of non-conformance. Continuous improvement is simply the ongoing effort to improve your products, services, or processes over time. These improvements can be small, incremental changes or major, breakthrough-type changes. Project quality management has 3 key processes that you should perform in your projects. Quality involves identifying the quality requirements for both the project and the product and documenting how the project can show it is meeting the quality requirements. The outputs of this process include a quality management plan, quality metrics, quality checklists, and a process improvement plan.
First call resolution.
Customer-facing quality metric that tells you the percentage of times a customer issue is resolved on the first try. This means the first call if it's a voice channel contact, the first email if it arrives through that channel, or the first chat session, and so on. Communications that are escalated or transferred to another contact center person for resolution are still considered an FCR as long as the customer, in the end, hangs up the phone or disconnects from the chat with the situation resolved by the end of that first contact. Resolving issues on the first contact is a positive thing for several reasons. Customers are happy because their issue is definitively resolved. This avoids frustration and increases customer satisfaction and loyalty, leading to repeat business and profits. Agents are happy because they feel they have served the customer well. The company saves money because fewer callbacks or recontacts mean fewer agents are needed, and because less time is spent repeating things between customers and agents. I call FCR the magic metric because it has such a high correlation with both customer satisfaction and costs. It is a KPI that measures both quality and operational efficiency.
Ways to measure FCR. While none of them is perfect, the best source is the customers themselves. We recommend including 2 questions in your post-interaction customer survey. Question number 1 is, was your issue resolved on this interaction? And the second question is, was this the first time you contacted us about this specific issue? 2 yes answers equal an FCR. However, a no answer on either question means that the interaction was not an FCR. Naturally, even this is not perfect. There will be occasions where the customer thinks the issue is resolved, but later realizes that the question was not fully resolved and recontacts the center. However, these situations are relatively rare, and survey-based customer feedback from as many customers as possible is still the best practice source for a FCR. Other methodologies used to collect FCR include centers that have their agents document whether the issue was resolved or not within the customer record. There are also centers that have their QA specialists indicate whether the interactions they monitor were resolved or not. And then there are centers that track calls from a specific phone number or ANI. If they do not receive a call back from the same ANI after a certain period of time, they consider that the original call was resolved on the first contact. Naturally, this methodology is only useful in situations where individuals call infrequently. It would not work, for example, in a situation where the doctor's office calls the same health insurance call centers multiple times a week about many separate issues. While none of these methodologies is perfect, it's better to track FCR than not to track it at all. And, as said initially, we recommend that you get the input directly from your customers.
Customer satisfaction.
Professor Siegfried, can you explain customer satisfaction?
Well, Mimi, customer satisfaction depends on a product's performance in delivering value relative to a buyer's expectations. If its performance falls short of customer expectations, the customer is dissatisfied. If performance matches expectations, the customer is satisfied. Customer satisfaction is tied directly to profitability. If your customers are happy, they tend to be loyal. And if they're loyal, they not only buy more, they refer other customers. Well-established research by Bain & Company found that, for many companies, an increase of 5% in customer retention can increase profits by 25% to 95%. The same study found that it costs 6 to 7 times more to gain a new customer than to keep an existing one.
Thanks, Professor, for explaining this concept.
And that would be all for internal company methodology and standards. I hope you were all able to understand everything. Thank you.